Here is a quick video on how to change the FEP film on a SLA 3D printer, like a masked SLA or LCD SLA printer. This one, well, actually it went outside for a little bit. It got some UV light on it and cured up all the plastic on it and really kind of messed up the film. It's a little cloudy, a little bit scratched, a little bit dented. Time to change it. First thing to do, loosen up all the screws here. Great place for a drill if you need it. You can certainly use the end of an Allen key like this, the ball end Allen key like that, and you can also use a WIA Bitty Torx bit like this. And remove all the screws. This is the tensioning ring. So this is the first ring that goes around, or the first one you take off, so the last one that goes on. And as I'm loosening this, I'm already feeling the drum skin-like FEP sheet getting loose. So as I take the last couple screws off here, dun, 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 here comes the last one. And this outer ring will come off first. This is the one that tensions the sheet. And before long, we will see a whole bunch more screws in there. So I'm going to carefully use a screwdriver to lift this ring out. Here it comes. There we go. That is the tensioning ring. And here is the sheet. You can see there's still a bit of 3D printing resin on that. So, yeah. I'm going to put that aside. And now this needs to be cleaned up, which I'm going to do off camera. And some of that is cured, unfortunately. So that's a bit of a bear to get off when it's cured like that. Acetone does soften it up a bit, so I will probably bathe this in acetone and get some of that to come off. As soon as I'm done with that, I will be taking a new piece of FEP sheet. And for those of you who have been paying a lot of attention to this, there's a lot of noise going around PFA sheet too. And PFA and FEP are different polymers. They certainly are. We buy lots of tubing that's PFA and FEP, and the PFA is generally clearer than the FEP. So there's also been a lot of word going around saying the difference between the two sheets is 0, and that it's nothing but marketing nonsense. So just because it says you're getting PFA sheet doesn't mean you're actually getting PFA sheet. So you got to take all that with a grain of salt. Your mileage may vary. Buyer beware. Carpe diem. Bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. No matter how sharp your pencil is, hammers will always break windows. Whatever thing you want to insert there. Oh, all right, well, back to the game. I'm going to clean this up. I'll be right back. All right, and just like magic, that's been cleaned. So now I've got a little isopropyl alcohol in this dispenser, and I'm going to give this a little washy in the groove. Just to clean out any schmutz. That is the technical word for it. It is schmutz. I've already blown it out with the heat gun, but there is a bit of schmutz left in there. So we'll get everything we can out. Get it all nice and tidy. Then we'll be ready for the new film. So here's the new film. It has a protective layer on it that we're going to remove, or at least we think we're going to remove it. Okay, there's one side of it. now we've got the other side off. Okay, and there is the duty dude for making it happen. So we're going to poke a hole in each one of these. Okay, and then starts the arduous process of reinstalling the screws. So I'll do one or two here and then spare you all the detail. We'll do one over here. Get one started over there. And we'll get one over here. And we'll get one over here. See if I can get my mano out of the way. All right, let's get the rest of those in. So they're all started. Let's get them, start to cinch them down and see what happens. See it tightening up for sure. Now, even though I'm potentially getting a little reckless, I've got to make sure I don't drop the wrench onto the film. I'm going to scratch the film up. And it's definitely starting to tighten up. Well, it's more than starting to, it's actually tightening up. Making me feel a little bit musical. I need a hi-hat. Okay, that one's down all the way. Let's get this one down all the way. So you can hear that. Definitely a drum. So this wasn't very difficult. I would put this as a 2 out of 10 on the difficulty scale of 3D printing. Certainly not something to be afraid of, unless you don't like spending this time, which, it's more time than certainly I would like it to be, but ain't that life. The arrow of time points forward in our universe. So far, at least. Yeah, it's definitely tight now. I mean, every time I touch it, I can hear the resonance through the. Yeah, that's certainly did what it was supposed to do. I mean, these don't have to be super tight. It's not like that makes the seal. The seal is right here where this film is wrapped around the inner, let's do it this way, around this inner ridge right here. The film comes up over this surface and across, and that right there is going to be the seal. So cranking these down to some monstrous torque is certainly not going to be good for anything. It's not going to help the threads out if you use this multiple times. I believe these are around $50 US complete. So not the end of the world. Also, if you were to destroy yours. All right, so the last thing we'd have to do then is come in here with our knife and do a little trim all the way around the perimeter. Of course, trying not to scar up the aluminum edge of this printing vat very much. I mean, just so it's not ugly. If you used a sharper blade, it probably wouldn't take so much sawing, but I'm not using a sharper blade. I'm using a rather dull one. There's the little remaining wrapper from this. Definitely tight as a drum. And much, much clearer than its previous version here. So I think we're on our way to some nice 3D printing once again. I'll wipe that off ever so carefully down there with a little isopropyl alcohol ski. I did buy a box of these lens and screen cleaning wipes. Now there are two kinds. These came with something else and they're absolutely tiny. I did not buy those here. I bought those, I don't know. These were for something totally different. But these are pretty awesome for exactly this. So I use bulk alcohol for all my major cleaning, and then when I do something small like this, I get one of these one-use towels. And I'll clean that off that way. I wouldn't want to put that flat down on the table, so I put my knife under there. And I'll just clean off all the little debris in there. There. And then I might actually save this and use it as a little wipe for something else a little later, just because I don't like to waste things. All right, that's it for changing the film out on an SLA printer. Hope it was worth the time. Please do leave a comment, and hope to hear from you, and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.